Hey guys, Phix here. So, I had the craziest dream last night, and rather than write about it like I normally do, I thought that I would make this video and talk about it. Basically, I was at home watching TV, and the news was on, and this story came up about how a vampire had been spotted in my neighborhood. So, immediately, my first thought was like, he's gonna go after Daisy, he's gonna go after Daisy, I have to keep Daisy safe. Because in my head, I was thinking about how in horror movies, they always like kill an animal at some point because the filmmakers know that it's going to elicit a strong visceral reaction from the audience. So I went through the house and I got all the Bibles I could find and I put them on top of the crate that she sleeps in. And then I went and I got all the rosaries and crosses and crucifixes and everything and I put them on her. But I was still like, oh, this isn't enough, I have to do more, It's like, what do vampires not like? It's like, silver. So I got all the silverware, and I made a circle around us out of forks and knives and spoons, because that's reasonable. And then my mom is like, what about Grace? And I'm like, who the hell is Grace? She's like, my pet mouse. And I'm like, since when do you have a pet mouse? You don't like mice, you hate mice. You're always telling me that you think mice are disgusting. Since when do you have a pet mouse? She's like, well, there was this mouse, and I felt bad for her, so I was feeding her, and I named her Grace. And I was like, okay, fine, whatever, I'll help Grace. So I went, I found her mouse hole, and I took some garlic and I rubbed it over the mouse hole, and I was like, they're done, your alleged pet mouse Grace is fine now. Let's get back to Daisy. So then, I know exactly why I did this, because I just finished reading Dracula, and in Dracula, Dr. Van Helsing goes around using communion wafers as like putty to seal up doors and windows and things to keep Dracula out of Mina's room. Spoilers. So I was like, I'm gonna be like Dr. Van Helsing, and I'm gonna get some communion wafers. So I went and I found a jar of communion wafers, and like, my parents are Catholic, and they're very religious, and so we do in fact have lots of Bibles and rosaries around the house, more than are necessary, but we do not keep communion wafers in a pantry, so I don't want you to think that we do. This was an invention of my dream. But anyway, I found this jar of communion wafers, and I don't know why I did this, but I crumbled them up to make holy flour, and then using that flour, I decided to bake chocolate chip cookies, because that's what you do. So I made these chocolate chip cookies out of the body of Christ. The night comes, and sure enough, the vampire shows up, and he's like, I'm going to suck Daisy's blood, blah, or whatever. So I don't really remember what he said. Something sinister. And it's like, wouldn't you rather have a delicious chocolate chip cookie instead? And he was like, okay. So we gave him a cookie, he eats it, and then he just like disintegrates, turns into dust, dead, done, destroyed. And yeah, that was when I woke up. So the end. And so I just think that dream says so much about the kind of person that I am. That one, in a time of vampire crisis, my first thought is to protect Daisy. And two, the way in which I would combat a vampire is to take the body of Christ and make chocolate chip cookies out of it. Make holy chocolate chip cookies with which to kill vampires. That is my solution. I hope you enjoyed that dream as much as I enjoyed having it. Bye!